Hey guys, so today we have a few videos back on this channel. I've been posting so many videos this past week, both on my main and on my second channel. So if you guys are interested in seeing more of me, then subscribe to this channel, but also second channel in description. I just posted some wildlife updates and just some fun videos, and I have a video going up as I'm filming this, I think today, maybe, possibly, kind of, I think. Yeah, today, but you're gonna be watching this tomorrow, so yesterday. Twitter, Instagram, follow me on there and you'll know everything that you need to know about my life. And that's it, let's get into the video. So, TanaCon. TanaCon was an event last year that was put on by Tana and Michael Weist from Good Times, I believe. No one was having a... I'm not even going to make that joke because that's just not funny at all. They put on this event, I believe last year or 2 years ago. I'm kind of losing track of time at this point, where people bought VIP tickets. There were apparently supposed to be general admission tickets that were free, and then VIP tickets that were supposed to be paid for, and then you would get like a goodie bag worth, what was it that she said, $300 or something along those lines. There were going to be YouTubers such as Shane Dawson, Gabby Hanna, some, you know, names. Many people stopped showing up, like many YouTubers just didn't want to show up for this event, which I completely understand. I think Shane Dawson backed out last minute, which is understandable because she didn't want to be involved in stuff like this. But many people, when they found out that Shane Dawson was going, that was like the final push for them getting this ticket. They wouldn't have like come otherwise, because I'm assuming like none of the other people interested them very much. And then recently TanaCon 2 was trademarked by Good Times by Michael Weist, I'm assuming, and an Instagram was created for TanaCon 2 where they even included a video of stuff that happened last year. Thing is, I was wondering if Tana Mongeau was involved in this or if she wasn't, but she just didn't address it, so I assumed she wasn't involved, which I thought like she would have to get her lawyers involved. And apparently recently Keemstar spoke about this and he got an exclusive from Tana Mongeau that apparently she's now pursuing legal action. She's going to be in touch with her lawyers to talk about this, which to me insinuates that she is not involved in this, which good decisions were made. Don't do TanaCon 2. It's going to fail, flop, it's going to be awful. People are going to get sunburned again. No, let's not do that. Next piece of tea about Tana Mongeau is obviously recently her show came out. Her fans just weren't happy with what they saw in mainly season 2. Even season 1 was a little but season 2 was really where she hit the fan and people just were not happy. And then she did film that like update apology type video where she excused her behavior because of the way she grew up. Many people believed it, and then many people were still skeptical, and then the last episode came out, and yeah, I think we all got played a little bit. And then recently Amari and Ashley went on the MTV channel and filmed a kind of like a behind the scenes reaction update type thing, but they basically sat and in a very scripted way defended everything Tana Mongeau did. They showed like behind the scenes and edited out clips, and first of all, they're in lockdown with Tana Mongeau, so the fact that she didn't film this speaks volumes on whether there is a season 3 coming out, because she didn't want to defend herself on the MTV channel, which just goes to show that there's probably not going to be a season 3, considering everything she said about how they allegedly edited out bits that would paint her in a better light, which I don't think is possible, because a lot of YouTubers, when they make apology videos, use the "this was all taken out of context" thing. I think some things can definitely be taken out of context, but when you have full-on sentences kept in the show and then you say, oh, this was taken out of context, like that doesn't change what you said. You can take a bit out of a whole paragraph, you can't change the meaning of that bit. Like that bit was still said. So when she said like, oh, if one more thing goes wrong I'm going home, or like, oh, this hurts, take it off, or I don't care about my lifestyle, I'm gonna not change my lifestyle, I don't care about my health, I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, I'm not gonna take the medication, like that's not, I don't know how you would then switch that completely. If it was taken out of context, you'd have to have like a sentence that completely just goes against what you just said, if you know what I mean. Like there is just some things that you can't take out of context. Anyway, and Ashley and Amari basically sat down and it sounded super scripted. I don't know why, for some reason everything they said seemed like it was on cue, like someone was standing behind the camera. I hope there wasn't anyone behind the camera because social distancing, but it almost sounded like they would play a clip, they'd have a moment to like read a script or like remember their lines, and then go, well, Tana Mongeau, as you guys know, has been battling mental health issues, and I don't know if that's just the way Ashley speaks. I don't know if maybe she's just not that comfortable on camera, which is weird because she's constantly on camera with Tana Mongeau and she never really behaves like this. I don't know what it was about this sit down video that made me feel a little uncomfortable. It was just them going, well, as you guys know, Tana Mongeau has been struggling with this and this, but she is a great friend, and it was just very like strange. But I recently on Instagram and YouTube saw that Tana Mongeau bought Ashley a new Mercedes for her birthday, so I think it'd be quite weird, strange and a little snaky if Ashley then decided to just basically go on this MTV show and be like, oh yeah, well, Tana Mongeau's an awful friend, she like is never there for us, she's always late to everything, she's super unprofessional, she never takes her job seriously. Like I think that wouldn't be the best thing to do after you've just received a car for free. I mean, if we're going to be honest, Amari and Ashley wouldn't have the career they have if it wasn't for Tana Mongeau. I've mentioned this before, I don't think Tana Mongeau is the best YouTuber. I think she is definitely somewhat driven because she understands that without YouTube, she would still be stuck in a very toxic situation in Las Vegas. So I think she appreciates YouTube for the chance that it gave her to move to LA and get away from all of that and have a life that she wouldn't have, because she said before that she's not very big on education and stuff. So she wouldn't have gotten to this point through education. So she had to do it somewhere else, and it was YouTube. So I think despite everything, I think Tana Mongeau has a huge appreciation for YouTube. I just think sometimes the things she says are very backwards. But Ashley and Amari, they're like a weird in between. Like, they're like, oh well, I guess this career was handed to us, we're gonna use it, but we're not gonna like make the most of it. They wanted to be verified on Twitter and Instagram, but then they barely post videos on anything. They barely do anything. Literally Jordan said to them, like, you're gonna have to post at least once a week on YouTube. And what did Amari decide to do? He decided to do a like 5-10 minute makeup challenge, and he said it's because there's not much editing, so he can just film it and then upload it, and that'll be his video for the week. Like he said it himself, there's like no thought behind anything, there's no editing behind anything, no passion or stuff. I think it was just like something that was handed to them that they're just kind of like about. So really, are they gonna, what's it called, like, you don't, you know, like there's like different, like, I just think they would sound extremely ungrateful if they went and bashed the person that essentially gave them the very luxurious lifestyle that they lead. So I think this whole video was just pointless. Like, they should have just completely cut that shit out. It was, one, super scripted. I think they knew exactly what they were reacting to. This wasn't like a first-hand reaction just going, oh, like, oh yeah, this happened, blah blah blah. They like knew what clips were going to be shown, so they just planned out a quick like, well, this is why Tana Mongeau did this. Yeah, she snaked me in Las Vegas and left me after my surgery, but she was battling this and this. And it was just like a lot of like defending, and it's weird that they were defending her, which means that she couldn't be asked to defend herself. So she's just kind of like letting her friends do the like dirty work for her, which is kind of, you know, a shame. But let's move on. Cameron Dallas, haven't spoken about him ever, or haven't heard him in a while. But he recently got into an argument on Twitter, and then the hashtag Cameron Dallas is over party was trending, I think. Or it wasn't trending, but it was just a thing. I don't know if he's like big enough to be trending when he's over, no offense. But essentially he got into an argument with someone, and then they started like digging deep. Once again, we're getting into the digging deep stuff, where basically someone found videos of him saying the N-word back in the day when he was in MacCon. It was like the MacCon days, someone filmed him saying it, and essentially people were just like, how can you speak when you're so that was the tea on that. Sometimes I just wonder, obviously this is, I said this in my last video, not my apology to accept if he even apologized. I don't think he did. I don't see him apologizing from the screenshots that I have. Yeah, I don't see him apologizing. So anyway, that happened, and I just think these apologies and these explanations for things are not mine to accept. This doesn't affect me, so I'm not the person that should be like if John beats up Bob, right, and John apologizes to Bob, am I in any position to accept this apology on behalf of Bob? Absolutely not. So I'm not in this situation gonna even, you know, say anything. I just think it's super weird how many people have this past. Like, it's a little bit sketch how many people have coming out about them, and they weren't that young. Like, if this was stuff that they were like, I don't know, they had, this isn't like they had MySpace at the age of 10 and they said something really stupid because they thought it was an edgy joke. I think that's completely different. That's a child that doesn't even have a developed brain yet, not in any capacity. But when you're like 15, 16, 17, you have history lessons at school. You read historical literature in English about that time period. So I just think it's kind of wild how many people that are famous also are racist. Is this some kind of correlation? Is that how you become famous on the internet? Tell me, because that's just wild. How does that even happen? And why is it such a big correlation? T. The next thing is, recently a TikTok came out by an Ulta employee, and she showed the process of when makeup gets returned to them. So basically they receive used makeup that someone is returning for money, and they have to destroy it before they throw it out. So, you know, if someone brings in like a half-used shampoo bottle, they have to spill the rest of it out. If someone brings in a used eyeshadow palette, they will just stab at each shade and then throw it out. Now people had a go at her for some reason, as if she's the CEO of Ulta Beauty, as if she's not just an employee in a store that is just being told what to do and is following instructions, because that's what a job is. So I'm not sure where all the hatred towards her came from, but I think people just love to like spew opinions out there, despite like they don't care who they're telling this opinion to. They just feel the need to be heard and have their opinions validated. So everyone's just spewing these opinions at her as if she's gonna change anything. But yes, if you guys didn't know, in America you can return your makeup most of the time. Some people return it with literally like a droplet droplet left in the bottle and they're like, can I have my money back? I don't like this. Well, usually I know if I don't like something after using it once, maybe twice, max 3 times. But after that, you enjoyed that and you just want your money back. In the UK, you don't do cosmetics returns. It literally says on the box half the time or on your receipt, any opened items cannot be returned. Like, you can get it and you can then decide to return it, fine, but the moment you open the packaging, you can't return it anymore. That is on most British cosmetics websites in like the terms of service, unless there's like some kind of a, like, it came cracked or something. When you opened it, you realize it was cracked, and then you can probably get a refund. But yeah, if you just didn't like it, tough. But also in the UK, testers are very much readily available. In America, I remember when I went, I was super shocked that drugstore makeup brands just didn't have testers out, so you couldn't see the foundation shade or the lipstick shade. So of course, if you got the wrong one, you're gonna go and return it because there's no testers for you to see if that's the shade you want. So completely understand, but people do be pushing it. She showed that they were obviously destroying them, and people wondering why is that a thing? Why can't you just like donate them? But that's because obviously of cross-contamination. If you dip your brush into an eyeshadow palette and then put it like next to your eye, you're gonna get some eye gunk on it, and then you're gonna dip that back into the eyeshadow palette, and then you're gonna go and return it. They can't then resell that, and they can't donate it, because that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. They would literally get sued if for example, someone got like some kind of an infection. They could go in and sue Ulta, but not only that, they could also go and then sue the brand that the product was. So Ulta's just basically covering their back and saying like, we can't have anyone using these cross-contaminated products, because otherwise someone's gonna get an infection and they're going to come at us for selling it. And also there's been this trend on YouTube, which randomly it like blew up about like 4 years ago, and then everyone forgot that this was a thing, where people dumpster dive, where they go behind Sephora and Ulta and they go through the bins and try to find makeup. And that was before they would destroy the makeup, so you could find like full-on like functioning makeup palettes. They would just like disinfect them and stuff, which my germaphobe self not okay with it, but you do whatever. I respect the grind and the hustle, but sure, not me. And now they realize, like, Ulta and Sephora caught onto that, because those videos were getting like 500,000, 1 million views, because people were like, what's happening here? I need to see this. So Ulta and Sephora and all those brands caught on to what was happening, and then they started destroying all the makeup before they threw it into the bins, because that person dumpster diving could technically take that palette, use it, claim to have like an infection, or actually get an infection, and then go and sue Ulta and claim that they bought it but they don't have the receipt anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could really just make that happen, make that a reality. So obviously it's just for legal purposes. It's the reason why your cup from Starbucks says, caution, drink hot, as if you didn't know that you were ordering a hot drink. They have to tell you, because if it's not on there and you burn yourself, what are you gonna do? You're gonna sue them. So I think as a whole, just be wary of how much you're returning. Buy things that you're kind of like sure that you want. Don't then return stuff. Buy what's within your budget, within your means, and then don't, you know, go and like try to finesse the system and return, because it's so bad for the environment to be buying things that you clearly just don't really like want. You just like want to try them out and then return them, because all of that like plastic is just going to get thrown out before it gets the proper amount of use that it was intended for. You know, usually you have a foundation for a few months, so that's a piece of plastic that is like being used for a few months. If you just keep on buying foundations and then returning them after a week, that is so much plastic that's then being thrown out for absolutely no reason. And just in general, like the labor that goes behind creating these products, you know, just all of that. Let's just be a little more wary of how this affects the environment. Recently, Jake Paul has been under fire for a few posts that he made. So first of all, he's been posting a lot of inappropriate pictures on Instagram, one of himself covered up by an emoji, and then he said he was going to start an OnlyFans if it got 3 million likes. I hope it didn't, because his fans are literally kids, 11-year-olds. I'm going to get into that. And then he posted a picture with his like girlfriend, I don't know, and she was like half naked and he was half naked, and he had his toes out, which I'm going to talk about. And people were basically saying like, this is super inappropriate for him to post. He must know what his demographic is like, and I think he's trying to push this image that his demographic is older than it is, when it isn't, because we know it isn't. Like, don't lie to me. And I hate when people use the example of like, my highest demographic is 18 to 24-year-olds. Yes, because kids, 12-year-olds, are going to either use their parents' Gmail account, or they're going to create a Gmail account and say that they are 18. What did you do when you were 11? I used to say I was 30 because I just wanted to watch all the stuff that I wanted to watch without it being, you know, age blocked or whatever. So obviously when it says 18 to 24, that's not a completely accurate demographic sector being shown. But also, have we not seen the people going up to you to take pictures? Have we not seen the people standing outside of your house? Have we not seen people film interviews and videos with or about Jake Paul fans? Have we not seen all of this? Have I not seen the kind of people that have Jake Paul stan accounts on Twitter? They're literally 11-year-olds, all of them. Just 11-year-olds. No 12-year-olds, no 10-year-olds, just 11-year-olds. I mean, make that very clear. So yeah, as a whole, that was a thing. And then someone called him out on Twitter and basically just said like, the you're posting for the kind of audience you have, grow up. And he was like, well, my demographic's 18 to 24. And then even Nerdsy was like, are you sure about that? So it was just a whole thing. But then people spoke about his foot. I'm not going to show it here. If you want to go see on his Instagram what his foot looks like, then be my guest. But it looks like he has all year just walked around barefoot on cement and then just never washed his feet. That's what that looks like. You're welcome. Then he tweeted out saying, I was Lil Wayne's biggest fan. I was 9 years old watching Lil Wayne's documentary when he was doing when he was doing something and having premarital intercourse with groupies and going crazy. Don't blame me, blame my role model, lol. So you must be wondering why I saw this, because I clearly don't follow Jake Paul on Twitter. He infuriates me to no means, like to no end. Like he just infuriates me as a whole. I don't think he has any redeeming qualities. I'm gonna say this right now. But the reason why I saw this is because Tana Mongeau herself retweeted this. He's talking about you. You are the groupie. You're the groupie that he's talking about. You're one of them, because he doesn't like you. He doesn't love you. He's not with you anymore. He dropped you very quickly after that documentary, after that MTV show, and he moved on to his next conquest. You're one of them. He's mocking you, and you retweeted it. And people like went under that tweet and were like, Tana, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Stop embarrassing yourself, because it's just embarrassing at this point. I'm done. Recently I spoke about Demi Lovato and how her Finster was exposed. A Finster is basically a private Instagram that celebrities or influencers or YouTubers, whatever, have, where they only have their friends and they can post whatever they want. And people's Finsters always get leaked for some reason, which is why I'll never have a Finster, because if I don't want to have something out there in public, I'm just not going to post it. 9,000 IQ is what that is. She posted on her Finster a lot of Selena Gomez hate and spitefulness. Like it was just a lot of like her crossing out Selena Gomez's face on a magazine, posting like a Photoshop picture of her and Selena Gomez and going, this would never happen. It was crazy stuff on there, like complaining or mocking Selena Gomez for going to buy her own albums in Walmart, like just a lot of stuff. And people are still claiming that all of that is fake. I think there is a high chance that that is real, considering she went accidentally on live stream through that account. That account was followed by people including her mom, Sam Smith, just like a lot of celebrities and influencers, Nikita Dragon. And then people started refreshing on that account, and all of a sudden that followers list was going down, which means she was blocking a lot of people from that account because she was trying to find the culprit of who leaked that account. Apparently there was even like a meme account that was following it, which like, you're getting too brave, Demi, you really are. But obviously this is all alleged information. This could all be fake. She could actually just be innocent in the situation. There was also another video that came out where she was kind of like cold with her fans at a meet and greet, and apparently that meet and greet cost, I believe it was like $300 or $400 to basically have Demi take a picture with you and then roll her eyes at you. It was mental to watch that. I know people are making excuses that she was in a bad place at the time, but I just think maybe if you're in a bad place, don't make your fans buy tickets to do a meet and greet if you know that you're not going to give them your all and that it's not going to be worth the price, if that makes sense. Like if you're going to make your fans pay $400 for you to, you know, not feel too great and just like roll your eyes at them, then maybe just cancel that and go back to doing meet and greets once you're feeling great. I just would hate to feel like I am disappointing my fans and making them spend very like hard-earned money on a meet and greet where I'm just being moody and like I don't want to take a picture with you. So yeah, I just think like, yeah, of course she's got the right to feel bad and she's human, but when you know that you're not going to give 150%, maybe just don't make your fans pay $400, you know? But then that's not the point. She recently came out, and apparently I saw this on Honest's Instagram. It's like he's got a channel here on YouTube and he's got an Instagram where he posts music related stuff, and he posted that allegedly Demi Lovato said, because she had a Demi Lovato's over party hashtag on Twitter trending because of that Finster, and apparently she said, I've been cancelled so many times that I can't count. The tag hashtag Demi Lovato's over party, the whole thing doesn't even affect me anymore. I don't think anyone's ever officially cancelled otherwise. Certain people wouldn't be where they are in their position. I don't think cancelled is what we're talking about. I think we're just talking about, you know, like calling out really spiteful behavior. I don't know what happened behind the scenes between her and Selena Gomez, but oh my god, like that Finster was insane. Imagine being Selena Gomez and going on Twitter one average day and seeing that someone's got a whole Finster made to drag you through the mud, cross out your pictures in magazines. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Like, unless Selena Gomez literally like stole her firstborn child, I don't know why you would ever feel the need to be this mean. And the last piece of tea, I guess, is Raw Beauty Christy recently received the Fenty blushes and bronzers that were coming out, like the cream ones, and I wanted to do a full face of Fenty on my second channel, which I'm gonna, I do have a budget set for myself for makeup, and I've already gone over £5 away from my budget, so I'm gonna wait for the new month and then I can put my Fenty order through, because gotta, you know, fight those shopaholic urges. But that video is still going to be coming, so I would love to try more Fenty stuff. I've got one product, I think I've tried two. One of them wasn't my favorite because it was not intended for my skin type, but there's more stuff coming out, so I think there's some interesting there. But she received the blushes and the bronzers. Some of them had lint inside and out, like stuck to the cream, and then some of them were sweating. When was the last time we saw a cream product sweating? Lipstick gate. But obviously people are not going to make as much of a big deal about this. Mainly if this is just like an isolated incident, then sure, people can have problems with manufacturing or shipping. Sometimes it's a shipping problem more than anything. But if this is like an ongoing issue, I'm just wondering if Rihanna would ever receive the same amount of backlash as Jaclyn Hill did. Like, I wonder if anyone in that situation would receive as much backlash as Jaclyn Hill did. And I'm just wondering, did people go too hard on her? Or is it that people are not going hard enough on other people for the same thing? Like, I'm just wondering where the boundaries are drawn in these situations. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about everything I spoke about today. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below anything, comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. So hit that bell and you'll be notified when that's happening. Social media links and second channel in description down below, and anything else you might need to find. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.